promised, it is time for a review of the On Cloudboom, which is their carbon fiber plate shoe. So the first thing I want to address is, what the heck is carbon fiber, and do you even need shoes that have a carbon fiber plate in them? 1, do you need it? No. 2, should everyone be using it? Also probably no. So I would not recommend transitioning to wearing a shoe that has a carbon fiber plate all the time, because it is going to change your foot strike a little bit. And so this is very similar to when people got excited about barefoot running and suddenly had a bunch of injuries. Because when you change your strike, all these different muscles start working. And so obviously if we do too much at once, injury. However, I am enjoying using them once a week on my speed workouts. So what does the carbon fiber plate do? A couple of key things. 1, it works synergistically with the, kitty tails. It works synergistically with the cushioning of the shoe. So almost every maker out there now has a carbon fiber plate shoe. You have seen it in Hoka and now Saucony, and of course Nike was the one who really started the trend with the Vaporfly 4%, claiming that it made you 4% faster. So with the carbon fiber plate, they are saying that it improves the energy return of the cushion. It keeps your toe, especially your big toe, flatter. So all of this should result in you springing off the ground faster, less energy being wasted, and more energy from the ground being returned into your foot strike. There's still some, studies going on to decide how accurate that is, but in general, it does seem to be true from all of their studies. Now, is it right for you? Again, I think this comes down to knowing that we have different shoes for different things. So I will not be wearing this all of the time. I wear it on my speed work days. I appreciate that there might be a little bit of extra in there, but there's also a big mental component to deciding that something is going to help you, right? So let's talk about this specifically to On. I personally am not someone who is in love with all of their shoes. So some folks love On running shoes, left, right, up, and down. I am a massive fan of their apparel. You see me wearing their weather jacket nonstop. Their shoes for me are kind of hit or miss. So I know they are supposed to be considered very, very cushioned, but for me, they often feel very stiff and hard. So that is a personal preference. That's a running shoe for you. One of the other issues I have is a lot of times with their shoes, I end up with rocks stuck all over. In the Cloudboom, I feel like these areas are a little bit smaller, and so I have not noticed that as much. One thing you may notice here though is, look how much narrower that shoe is. That's a big, big difference. So I am someone who happens to have fairly narrow feet, and the first time I wore them, I still ended up with a blister on my pinky toe. Now I know I just need to put on good glide, and I've been able to wear them for any long run with no issues. Any speed work long run, that is. So I haven't worn them for over 7 miles, but I certainly think I could wear them longer with no issue. Now knowing that that is a potential hot spot, I also wear my thinnest running socks. But again, that's a very big difference in the toe box. So if you are someone with wider feet, this is not a good option. You are going to be very unhappy. The shoe itself is also very light, and all of this, as you can see, maybe if you can see my hand, totally see-through, very, very thin upper. So it is not a cushioned shoe. It is not really designed for you to be wearing it for tons and tons of miles. I have heard some reports that these wear out faster than the quote 500 that we like to say, 500 miles a lot of times for replacing shoes. So that's another reason that I'm going to keep them specifically to enjoy for speed work sessions only. The other On running shoes, I have heard a little bit that they may not last as long as well, but again, I have not put in serious mileage on them to be able to deny or corroborate that story. But I hope this helps. I know a lot of you have been dying to know kind of what I thought of these shoes. So for me, it was a little bit of a surprise because like I said, I have not been a huge fan of some of the other models, but I really do like this shoe a lot. And you'll probably continue to see me wearing it, especially for, you know, some shorter speed races. I don't think this will be, for me personally, a half or a full marathon shoe. I'm too nervous about the narrow toe box. But otherwise, there you have it. And of course, as always, whenever you guys have more gear questions, feel free to drop me a note. Myself and Madison, we will be all over testing.